Hey, we'll be right back. We're going to run that side by side again. Get in the word from a proper word from Button Boxes, or excuse me, that's Boomer Button Boxes is doing the sponsorship of the series, but Whiplash Sim Cams are doing our cams. I want to give them a proper word real quick. This is Recruitment Race, trying out a new thing. They actually got a new computer setup, so a lot of the technical stuff that used to do on the old ones changed a little bit. So glad we're getting to use this one as kind of a precursor to the real season. Stand by. We'll go back and we'll go to side by side. And we'll be right back with the end of qualifying. Well, hello again, everyone. I'm Gary Gatso. Welcome to P1 Broadcasting coverage of the North American Sim Racing Boomer Button Boxes Indy Oval Series recruiting race number 2, coming to you from the Kentucky Speedway. Will be joining me in the booth at some point today. He should be Ryan Eric King. He is a little behind right now, so he will catch up. But it's just me, Gary, here in the booth. About 45 minutes left, or 45 seconds left to play. Luis Gonzalez Nunez, my man, to the top right now, currently watching my other man. This will be the broadcaster of the series after today here on P1. Mark Murphy hopping in his IAR car. I'm going to show him how it's done here. 30 seconds left. I'm sure he's going to put up a big lap. But thanks, everyone, for joining us on this Sunday evening, mid-August. I think a lot of people are watching NASCAR not too long ago. They're rained out for today. IndyCar last night, super exciting. My man, the main heel of the series, Joseph Newgarden, gets the win. I'm telling you, you got to get out of the car and just cut a heel promo. That's what he needs to do. And that looks like it is it. So I think we're going to have a short warm-up period here. And while we do that, that is a perfect opportunity for us to get in today's starting lineup. And Shane Coger, this is for you. My man Luis Gonzalez Nunez on the pole with a 212.465 right next to him. Our other ringer in the lineup, another former teammate of mine, Craig Forsyth, 212.2. Stephen Bruner third. Vlad Torkev, he is fourth. And again, if I butcher any names, please let me know in the NASR Discord there, and I'll be happy to properly make sure that I say it right in the future. Josh Cruz is their fifth there. Turner Johnson is sixth, lining up sixth. Bill Miller, 16th. R. Scott Schroeder. You know, if he's going to be in the lineup and it's going to be that high in the lineup, we might just call him RSS. That's a lot of wordage there. But our Scott Schroeder is P8. The host with the most, Shane Coker, is P9. Peter Hope is 10th. Julian Mata is 11th. Ashton Kostner is 12th. James Waring 13th. Austin Oliver 14th. Mark Murphy's going to come from the rear of the field in 15th. Gregory Robinson 11th. Mason Mitchum 17th. And we had a couple cars not take time. And they will not show up on the starting lineup. But we will make sure that we get them cited here once we all line up. I believe we have 19 cars, 17 on the graphic showed in. So if you don't take time or you have an issue in qualifying, you don't show up on the graphic, but we'll make sure you get properly cited. Well, we're going here. We got the music playing. Here is the preseason schedule. It is all done. It's tonight. And it was back in July, the round two of the recruiting portion of the schedule. When we're done with this, September 11th, week 1, Auto Club Speedway, as I like to call California Speedway. Rest in peace. 100 laps, Chicagoland, Texas, Pocono, Michigan, Las Vegas, and Indy Oval, a very brisk and fast 7-week season. If you've ever raced any of the IndyCar Oval Series races, the official ones, those are about the same length. These races are a little bit longer here in the NASR. About anywhere between 40 to 25 laps longer. So yeah, your racing will be pretty sprinty. You're looking at least a couple pit stops for sure. So it's a good it's a good simulation, a simulation for getting into a bigger series if you like at some point. But Shane's doing a good job of putting this one together. And let's we'll the news slip here, but you know, there's always a possibility for a season 2. We're reminding everybody to like, share, and subscribe. And hit that thumbs up. Second, we got 30 seconds left to play here in the warm-up. And then we will start lining up to go racing. Weather is on your screen now. Track temp 117, air temp 83. Keep in mind, this is not a symmetrical track, meaning it is not the same on each different end. Turns 1 and 2 are banked at a consistent 24 degrees, while turns 3 and 4 are not. Think of this as an opposite of Texas Motor Speedway. All the track records you need to know here from Kentucky in the real world. Believe it or not, the IndyCar track record is held by Sarah Fisher here at Kentucky. 221.390 back in 2002. The career IndyCar wins leaders here at Kentucky are a pair of former Indy 500 winners. Buddy Lazier and Sam Hornish each have 2. The last IndyCar race here held here at Kentucky was in 2011 with the IR05 chassis. That race was won by Ed Carpenter. All right, we're getting ready to line up here as the Mustang Coupe is on pit road. We'll start having cars showing up right behind. There they are. And Austin Oliver and Ashton Kostner are the last two. Excuse me, I shouldn't say that now. They are earlier in the lineup. It is Mason Mitchum, Donnie Battiest, I hope I'm saying that right, and Dan Adams. 17th, 18th, 19th, 18th, 19th. I don't think took any time. While we're grading up, just keep a reminder, help us keep all of this positive momentum for this league, their new title sponsor. Everything you see here, if you enjoy P1's coverage of the NASR Boomer Button Boxes IndyCar Oval Series and you respect the stream, please do us all. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so don't miss out on future P1 iRacing broadcasts, and we're going to have a lot of them. Getting ready to go green here. A very experienced front row. In fact, as experience is in this field, you probably aren't going to get much more experience in this front row. Multiple wins at the Lionheart level here. I think one win each for these guys. Craig Forsyth won in the Speedway Series at Homestead, if I do remember. And then LGN, Luis Gonzalez Nunez to the inside in that Eliseo Salazar throwback livery of his to when Salazar put the car in the front row at Indianapolis. Keep in mind, Luis Gonzalez Nunez is a native Chilean, so that is where he's the racing hero of the Chile, is basically Eliseo Salazar. So that is his racing hero. He won the Lionheart Speedway Series race at Charlotte. If you're not familiar with the Lionheart's IndyCar Series, go check out some of the races on YouTube. It is possibly one of the most competitive league settings that you could possibly get in for IndyCar racing. They've been around for 10 years. They're taking a sabbatical off this year, but if you could get a win in the Lionheart Series, you are very good at what you do here on the grid in IndyCar. Coming to turns 3 and 4, getting ready to go green for 100 laps, 150 miles, and we are green.
Green, green, green.
There you hear it. Now, this is not going to be a pack race, not like it was last time. These guys are going to have to do something at turns 3 and 4, and they're going to have to watch out with this aero wash. Turns 3 and 4 is pretty vicious. Turns 1 and 2, the fastest way around is on the bottom. And if you get inside of someone going into 1 and 2 and you get them on the bottom, you will complete the pass by the time you get to the backstretch. There we see LGN about a half lane off the bottom, being pursued by Craig Forsyth. This should be a 2-stopper for everybody. Purple laps coming in. And I got to tell you, the allergies, I don't know what happened this weekend. But the sniffles are in effect here in my household for whatever reason. Luis Gonzalez Nunez a 209.265 purple lap. Now, keep in mind, he's setting that without anyone to draft off of. Shane Coker, the host with the most, up 3 spots. He's been getting his licks in here, IndyCar-wise. Craig Forsyth, 209.591, just ups Luis Gonzalez, who went purple on that lap as well. Shane's been really putting in the laps in the official races, getting his skills sharp. And that's the thing with these cars. The longer you're in them, the sharper you are. The longer you're not in them, like I'm sounding right now, the least sharp you are. Typically, you can't just climb in one of these things. There goes LGN again, 209.6. Typically, you can't just climb in these things and go. Most of the time, if there are more experienced drivers in the field, they will exploit you. Mark Murphy in the back there, making his way up to the front. He's now up 4 spots. And totally expect Mark to be working his way up to the front rather quickly. There's Bill Miller in 12th. Must have had a moment. He's down at the bottom right now. Let's bring in the ticker. What we're showing you is intervals between positions. Intervals between positions. In case anyone's wondering what type of upgrades we popped in this thing this weekend, we did some real-world open-heart surgery on this computer to get it ready, not just for this season, but, well, its next owner, which will be my wife. Watching Mark Murphy here, last lap, 208.1 that time by, very consistent. IAR on the side of the car. That's Indy Alliance Racing. It's one of the power squads in the IndyCar community. If you want to check out and get involved with the IndyCar community, make sure to check out the IndyCar community Discord. I believe you can find a link for it in the IR18 forums on iRacing there. Back up to the front, LGN is your leader by 2/10 over Craig Forsyth. Craig Forsyth being dogged by Steven Bruner. Bruner not letting him get away. Bruner in that green Fanatec sponsored bright orange rims IR18. Must not have shared Steven the jinx about the green car, but we'll see how he holds up. Of course, Craig in that Forsyth Racing. He is not related to Forsyth, of the Forsyth Racing Group. At least he doesn't think so. But he certainly drives like he belongs. And, of course, he is in that Forsyth livery, made famous by Jacques Villeneuve and Greg Moore, among others. Turner Johnson going back in the field, having a moment down the front stretch. Not sure what happened. We'll see. Take a peek here. Oh, okay, so looks like he coming off a corner exit, gets a little wash, and the back end comes around here in the yellow submarine. And do we grab the apron? Yes, and that is what we call in the business apron bad, but a good catch. But it's going to cost some positions. 13 of 100. We are clean and green in this one. We got off to a rough start at Kansas. I think a lot of this has to do with this is not a pack race. This is very much being able to get your car to operate and work on that far end of the speedway, turns 3 and 4, where it is not as symmetrical as that on the other end of turns 1 and 2. In fact, if you are a knowledgeable IndyCar driver, you are changing gears in turns 3 and 4 to help keep those revs up. If you're not, if you're in 5th gear all the way around, you're probably losing pace. Here is Bruner on the backside of Forsyth, going to take a peek, not in 1 and 2, maybe down at the end of the backstretch. We'll see what he does. Goes up high, getting clean air on the front wings. And there you see Craig make up ground on Bruner losing ground a little bit on Forsyth in that part of the racetrack. So not as fast as Craig. Let's ride along with Steven Bruner. Just shy of a 3K I rating, very nice. He goes down the 4th gear, exactly what you're supposed to do. Get it a good run. He'll probably grab 5th gear at the start-finish line. A little bit before, maybe 6 going in. There he goes. Nope, no 6. But it grabs 5th before the start-finish line. Watch him again down the backstretch. Yeah, a little bit of a crack the throttle, dropping the 4th. Back up 100% on the throttle. Getting to 5th gear before the start-finish line because he's in the draft. Oh, don't grab that. Don't grab that apron. Here's Luis Gonzalez News. We'll see how he's doing different. Yeah, he's slowing down a little bit earlier. He's not going to 4th gear right now. He's keeping the revs at a constant pace. Now, there's a reason. There could be a reason for that. Most of the time, you're shifting gears. It could be a reason that he might be trying to hit a fuel number as well. Craig in pursuit here. Mark Murphy cracking his way into the top 10. Let's go back further in the field. Give you a rundown of the top 10. LGN, Craig Forsyth, Bruno, your top 3. Vlad, he's just been kind of hanging out, watching this battle unfold in front of him. Keeping a nice pace at it. RSS in a battle with Coker. Or excuse me, Cruz. Cruz in a battle with RSS. Cruz is in the, that is a Tony Stewart throwback to when he ran in the Indy Racing League. He was the 96, the 96-97 champion. Of course, we had the partial 96 season, which was only 3 races. Disney, Phoenix, Indy. And then they did the next season starting at New Hampshire. They still used the older cars for the remainder of 96 and then went to the new cars in 97, starting in Disney. And Tony Stewart won that championship. Tony George, who was ahead of the Indy Racing League, thought it was a good idea to end his season at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Not thinking that wasn't a good idea for the sponsors, who did a lot of their sponsorship agreements on a fiscal schedule, not a Indy Racing League schedule. Now a battle right behind him. Mark Murphy has caught the back end of Peter Hope into the inside of the Bucky's Dallara. They stay there, but I think Mark's going to have the rotation on the bottom side, and he's going to have the momentum down the front stretch, as well as possibly the draft of Coker. And he also has the position going in the 1. And I told you, once you make it to the bottom on the 1, you got the pass done. Move Murph up to 8th, and he slides up and lends a little dirty air to Peter. All right, Peter, that's just how it's done. He's staying high. Peter's going to check up here a little bit. Peter's going to probably a little bit higher in that corner than he wanted to. That caused him to check up, and now we got a little bit of breathing room between Murph and now, well, Murph, Easy Murph is going to be your boss here soon. At least when it comes to broadcasting these races. Oh, Peter saying hello to the top row there. Murph on the high side around Coker. He's going to get a big run down the front stretch. He's not even going to go for the draft. He's going to stick to the run now. This is going to be interesting to see how they come out in the side-by-side in turns 1 and 2. I think Murph might tuck down, get a draft, and then make a move. There he is. Oh, Coker to the inside, going to defend, but Murph with the big run on the outside. Coker trying to defend down low. I think Murph's got him this time. Well, not quite. And now he's clear. So move Murph now up to 7. 27 of 100 in the books. If you're just joining us, this is the NASR Boomer Button Box Indy Oval Series Recruitment Race number 2, coming to you from the new Kentucky Speedway. Checking in the chat, see if anyone's checking in. Got Scott in there. Good luck. Good to see you. Good luck, everyone there from K290, Blue Maserati. Tony Stewart, throwback. Yep. Now, Tony has a couple Indy Racing League throwbacks. He's going to have that one. That's his primary one. And then he has, when he returned with Home Depot, he actually had that when he ran the double with Home Depot. And it was a Home Depot-looking Indy car. Very slick. And then he came back one more time with Ganassi. And a race that, I forget what year it was. I have to go back and look. But, man, he dominated a good chunk of that race. And it looked like it might have been his day. And it was just the cautions didn't fall right for him. And some slow pit stops. But it was looking pretty bright for Tony that day. At least he got the Brickyard 400 wins. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. I'd like to see him stick it out in IndyCar, but at the time the money was in NASCAR. Back in the Indy Racing League days during the Civil War, the second IndyCar Civil War, there were 2 of them. But the second one, lasting from 96 to 2008, was very costly to the sport. Recovering much to this day. This is the battle between Cruz and R. Scott Schroeder, RSS. And while they're battling, Mark Murphy sneaking into the picture. Back up front, well, we're late. We're still at where we left off at Kansas. Luis Gonzalez Nunez, your winner there. Your leader here on lap 32. Green flag racing all the way. Hopefully I just did not jinx that. Coker hitting pit road, scheduled stop. Scheduled stop, looking to do this in 2:33.66 and getting to 100. He needs to do a final stint of 34 laps. Austin Oliver on pit road in that Toyota livery. His day looks to be done. Dan Adams looks like he had some in a moment. He is 2 laps down on the field in 18th. Jay Mooring, same way. We must have seen some incidents on other parts of the racetrack that didn't cause a yellow. Mooring kind of in a Yankees-looking livery. Yankees have the Steinbrenner family actually has owned an IndyCar team before. Steinbrenner Harding Racing, which broke in Colton Herta. Gary, come on. There we go. James Waring is in 17th, 2 laps down. Coker on pit road is going to lose a lap. That's just the nature of pit road here. He's back out in 16th. Here's Greg Robinson in 15th spot. Watch that apron. Don't want to get even in there on the front stretch. You don't want to ride with partial left sides on the apron, right sides on the... Here's Austin Oliver coming back up the speeds. And right side's on the banking. You will spin out. So do we see LGN come to pit road here soon? Let's go 21. Julian Mata. There we go. We'll put him on camera for you. He's right up in the Larson zone there. In the Marine-sponsored Dallara. Getting run down by Mason Mitchum. Oh.
The yellow flag is out.
Not sure who. Oh, there it is. James Waring. Caution's out, and that's really going to help those that just pitted. And that's not going to be good for Shane Coker. Here he is. This is he's behind the 3 of Turner Johnson and comes in awkward, but brings the car back down. Oh no. Is he coming to pit road? I don't know. But the back end comes around, and that is apron bad, and that is end of day for the Yankees. They are eliminated from the playoffs. That's a Red Sox fan. I'm thrilled to say that. No offense, James. No offense. I got a lot of family who lives in New England, so my blood is Red Sox blood. But good to see you in the series. Sorry about your day, though. He is out. So that's going to be caution on the racetrack. And that's going to bring everybody down pit road right now. LGN, Craig Forsyth, Bruner, Vlad Tokarev? I'm going to say Tokarev. RSS is coming down. Mark Murphy now is in 6th. He's coming down pit road. Cruz, Hope, Costner, Mata, Mitchum. Careful. Don't get too close. He'll brake check you. Or he can brake check you. There's Turner. Battiest. Miller. Everyone hitting their spots now. Now, Coker's going to stay out. And he will get the wave around. Well, no, there's a lucky dog enabled here. That's right. So he will get the lucky dog. And then it should be whoever is still behind the pace car out there turning laps. Is that Dan Adams? That they will either come to pit road next time by, or they will just stay out and get the wave around. So what is the wave around, Gary? What is the wave around rule? That is an IndyCar rule. As we see, Craig Forsyth beating out LGN on pit road. That is key. That is very key. The wave around rule is in IndyCar, the leader always brings the field back to green flag action. Always brings the field back to green flag action. Used to be back in the day that the pace car would pick up the leader would pit, but then the cars would cycle forward, and then there would be lap cars that say they didn't want to pit, or maybe cars that were further back on the lead lap that wanted to do a strategy call, and they would get up front. Sometimes those cars didn't have pace. And so what they would do is they would come down, for instance, in Indy 500, they would take a restart with, let's say, a rookie that has never taken a restart at the front of the pack. And it gets a little awkward, and it gets a little tense. So to take the danger out of it, they just go ahead and wave them around and give the leader back the lead spot behind the pace car, as rightfully they've earned by being the leader of the race, and allow them to bring the field back up to speed. Now, this is iRacing. Oliver blinking out here. So unfortunately, we don't really have true IndyCar restarts here. Some leagues, such as the ERL, which I broadcast, or not broadcast, but I commentate on with Thursday nights for their Warriors for Peace IndyCar series, they will do an extra lap after caution without the pace car, with the leader in front by himself, pacing the field at a slightly higher speed, and then they can, between turns 3 and 4 in a lot of cases, hit the acceleration. And then, it's you really don't have that accordion concertina type thing going on in the mid pack exactly what you saw at Gateway. If you watch Gateway on that last restart, the next to last restart, where Rossi kind of almost launched himself over Will Power, then Will Power once again displayed there was a sighting of the Australian bird, if you know what I mean. We don't have that concertina effect, and we don't have cars hitting each other, so it's more spread out. Keep in mind, though, that these cars, even though they're very sleek, do punch a hole in the air, and so if the draft is there, they can suck right back up to the car in front. So it's no big deal if they get strung out a little bit. They can always catch back up, but that is why the leader always takes the green flag after caution. So caution here still at lap 40. Everyone's made their first pit stop now. Shane Coker nearly dodged, or actually did dodge a bullet there, nearly dodged a race over by getting caught a lap down, coming in early. But this might allow him to go deeper into this other run of his, being able to save fuel on this now. Unless, I don't know if he needed to come back in and top off. He could have come back in and topped off if he wanted. Put himself on the schedule with the leaders. Lights are out on the pace car, getting ready to go green. One of the other things you see, IndyCar single file restarts. No double file restarts like NASCAR, although IndyCar did experiment with them back in, I believe, 2006-ish, I think. I was at that Indy 500 when they did that, and they were pretty exciting, but not the style of IndyCar racing I'm akin to liking. The single files are just as good because if they come in the draft and everybody times anything, there you see LGN sneaking up, and he get a good jump. Both of them got a good jump.
Green flag, green flag.
We're back racing to lap 42. Into the inside, Craig protecting his line, Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Let's get the weather off the screen there for you. You know what the weather is. Track's hot and slippery right now, 111. Oh, I got a good battle here behind Murphy happening. New tires, everyone really racy. RSS down low on the 3 and 4. Is he going to be able to hold that line? On the high side, Mark's going to finish him off, and he might just slide down and give him a little bit of the aero wash. Peter Hope, we'll get down and look at him. He is riding the white line through turns 3 and 4 like he owns it. is about a quarter off the bottom of the yellow line in 1 and 2. Got Cruz kind of defending his position there to the inside. Look at it down to the yellow line. Turner Johnson. Donnie Battiest. I'm saying that right. Again, apologies. Battle here. Bill Miller. He's worked his way back up after going down low into the standings now. Mark Murphy, purple lap 209.7. Long way off what the old IRL cars used to run here. A lot of that has to do with that turns 3 and 4 being reprofiled. Coker not really wanting to wait much behind Greg Robinson there. No, we gotta get you guys out of those Larson liveries. I know everyone likes them though, but we gotta get you out of them. We did a over on the Elite Racing Network. One of our signature broadcasts is that Tuesday night IndyCar Oval Series, which is the official iRacing top split race that we broadcast. That's the official iRacing series there. And we had every now and then the what if tracks show up on the schedule. Your Daytonas, your Talladegas, maybe even a Rockingham here soon again. It's been a while since I've seen Bristol, but Dover will show up every now and then. Of course, IndyCars did run at Charlotte for a number of years. No big question there. Atlanta, same thing. But IndyCars never showed up at Talladega, although they were on the schedule. They were going to be on the schedule in 1980, and they got canceled. And you can go watch, the NASCAR man has a video on that on YouTube about IndyCar going to Talladega. IndyCars have run at Talladega, only in testing purposes. AJ Foyt set the world closed course speed record there back in the 70s. And we think Nigel Mansell turned some laps there for a commercial, although it is unconfirmed but only rumored. Of all people, Nigel Mansell. But I do believe, I mean, they did film a lot of commercials at some of those tracks. Texas World Speedway was one of them that they often would go to commercials and film commercials there. Forsyth and LGN, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, run them down. LGN is going to be my broadcast partner Monday nights. My new broadcast for the ISRA Xfinity Series here, or not Xfinity now. They're moving to Season 2 trucks. 9:45 p.m. Eastern here on P1. That's a very good series. 96% green flag laps total turned. And that's in the league history there. So we enjoy really watching that series, made up of a number of former Lionheart drivers and just other friends of theirs that they vet for and everything. And when you got good drivers vetting for other good drivers, you end up getting some really clean racing, a lot of green flag laps. But speaking of green flag laps, we only have one caution here today, which is a big improvement over the number of cautions we had at the previous recruitment race at Kansas. A lot of that has to do with the fact that this is more of a handling racetrack and a little less of a pack race racetrack that Kansas was. Murph up 11 spots. He is now up to 4th. And I tell you, once Murph gets into the top 3, if he can get around Bruner, the top 3 of this race, I'm telling you, that they have easily 1,000 starts between them all in official races, probably. Maybe I would say 100 wins, maybe, in official races, if you tally them all up. Where's Mark rocking the 5.517 I rating? He is a frequent participant in the top split race that we broadcast on 8:15 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays. And you will see him on other Oval Top Split broadcasts. In fact, he was in the Pro Series qualifier at Gateway last week on Thursday. Car in the wall, hearing something. We saw it. We're not sure who it is. It's James Waring again. What happened? We might have gone a little bit further back. I think it's still too early to pit. It's going to be a fuel save for them to make it. I don't think they could do it. So if anyone pits, you'll be looking to pit again before the finish. No. He got the apron again, but it didn't do anything that time. Got to watch these cars. They will rotate pretty quick if you're not used to that. Here he is down the backstretch. Oh, he's coming to pit road. Oh, probably because he has the leaders behind him. That's. Oh, no. Right in front of the leader. Oh. Here he is from Forsyth's point of view. And we've seen all of them coming to pit road. We'll see the in-pit in the graphic right now. So that is probably a wise thing. They'll have to pit again before the end of the race. Let's watch this. There is Waring right there. And for some reason, I'm not sure what happens. I mean, he was just down on the bottom and then shot right out to the wall. Interesting. Showing Peter Hope out now. Austin Oliver out. James Waring out. Forsyth and everybody went to pit road. And the order really has not changed. It's Forsyth, Nunez, Bruner, Murphy, Tokarev, RSS. There we see somebody getting the wave around. Not sure who that was. Oh, Dan Adams. I think that was Dan Adams, and he's coming to pit road to try to get some service done. And once again, if you're just joining us, you're watching P1's coverage of the second recruitment race of the NASR Boomer Button Boxes Indy Oval Series, coming to you from Kentucky, where currently Craig Forsyth, one of the ringers. You've seen him many times on many of the broadcasts we've had here, either on the old channel or the new channel. You're a leader with got 40 laps to go now. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so don't miss out on the next race. The next race here for the NASR will be September 11th. That's right, Wednesday, September 11th, 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. No, actually 7:50 p.m. Eastern Time will be the go live. And in the box or in the booth for that one will be Mark Murphy. This guy right here. So, yeah. You could definitely count on him when he gives some knowledge. He's brought his car from the back to the front, up 11 spots, along with Mason Mitchum. Give him a shout out. He's up 10 spots. Mark knows what he's talking about, though, when he talks about these cars, and he'll be joined by Jalopnik.com contributing writer Ryan Eric King, who is I don't think he's gonna be able to make it tonight. Might have had it was a big weekend racing-wise for him, so maybe he was unable to make it with a deadline or anything. So he will be part of the Wednesday broadcast going forward. I will be moving to another league. I will be broadcasting the Vigilante Racing League, which is a truck series race, or a truck series, a truck series race, Gary. Yeah, I will be broadcasting them, and they will be at a slightly different time. So we will actually have 2 races streaming at once on the channel, which is a pretty big deal. Because I don't think we ever did that at the old channel. That's just how things have picked up for us. But I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank everybody participating in this warm-up, this recruitment race. I hope everyone is enjoying themselves. I hope they feel like they want to come back here, or at least to the next race here, September 11th at Auto Club, or I like to call Fontana, or California Speedway. Rest in peace. I think we're getting ready to go green. This is very familiar with Indy cars. Right before they go green, they hug the wall, because that's the only way you could pass them before going to the green flag is on the right side. LGN is trying to creep up. There we go. Good start by both of them. Good start really by everybody in the top 5. Whoa. Ashton Costner almost rotated himself right to the apron. He caught it. Good job. And he's in that Eyes, Lips, and Face Catherine Legge sponsored car for Dale Coyne Racing. And so one of our good pals that participates in the top split IndyCar race on Tuesdays. Oh, look at Murphy setting it on the high side. He said he found out where Bruner wasn't, and he slides right in front of Bruner and gets the position. Well, yeah, we have a Schroeder Malta spinning down the front stretch. Schroeder, purple lap, got into the 210s. What happened here with Matta? I said Malta. Matta. And that's your son, Julian. Okay, cool. Oh, no. Apron bad. Apron real bad. Oh, that would have been if that was a real wreck in IndyCar racing, oof. That one would have hurt. That one would have really hurt. Yeah, apron bad. Apron really bad here. Not sure. Was he going to go to... I think he was trying to use the apron there. And, oof. That is a danger in these cars. These cars do not like to come off the banking. You can do it, but these cars do not like to come off the banking. They're very stiffly sprung. They're very stiff in the middle. They don't like to bend. There's very little work on the suspension, bending on the suspension whatsoever. So when you go off the banking onto, and even though there's not much banking on the front stretches, you're looking at it right there. I mean, I say it's no more than 9 degrees or so, and I could be wrong there. I'll have to go back and get the stats, but you can unload the car, just bringing it down to the flat portion, and that's kind of what happened. And unfortunately, that's going to he could drive back. He's going to get the fast repair, but I think he just learned a little bit of a lesson there. These cars are difficult to drive over if you're kind of used to the stock cars. Stock cars are a lot more forgiving with that stuff. Indy cars are not. They hate elevation changes. They hate going down hills. They hate cresting hills. We'll see it if we ever get into road course racing here in the series. But right now they're going to focus on ovals. But the apron, it's a constant saying we kind of have on the Tuesday night series when we broadcast. It's just apron bad. We always said we want to make a T-shirt of it. But he gets the fast repair and rejoins the field. I don't think he wants to do that. I think he can only rejoin the field past the cones on the backstretch. I don't think you can rejoin like that. I think you have to rejoin after the cones. So he might get a black flag out of that one. Now with this caution, can they go the distance? No, I don't think they still can. The laps are 7 laps. The stint is 7 laps old. I still think they're going to have to stop in the 80s and maybe the 90s for a final stop. The rule set for these cars and for this series going forward, just to let everybody know, it's 75% fuel capacity 4 sets of tires. You get 1 on the car, 3 in the pits, 1 fast repair. Pit road speed limit here at Kentucky is 45 miles per hour. Upcoming races here on P1 tomorrow night at 8:10 p.m. Mark Murphy, who's sitting there in 3rd spot, will debut the NTRL Xfinity Series. They will be at Dover. That is scheduled go live time at 8:10 p.m. Eastern time. So new have we picked up that series. We don't have any thumbnails or anything posted from them yet. And then at 9:45 p.m. Eastern time, the ISRA Truck Series Season 2, Round 1. And we will be kicking it off at Charlotte. A very exciting series to watch. Again, 96% green flag racing. Over 2,000 laps turned in the two seasons that they've had so far. The one series is Xfinity, one series trucks. Then 8:15 p.m. Eastern time over on the Elite Racing Network for just a couple more weeks. So just type in Elite Racing Network up in YouTube. Go to their channel. Can't miss their logo. Bright green, white lettering. Bright green highlights, day glow green. Elite Racing League will be covering the IndyCar Oval Series, top split there from Milwaukee. Then we will on Wednesday, 8:50 p.m. Eastern, we will pick up the VRL where they left off, or where they're leaving off their current season. This is Vigilante Racing League, as they will now move to Michigan International Speedway, where the real cars and stars of the Cup Series were today. That's going to be 8:50 p.m. Eastern time. Then going back to the Elite Racing Network, their Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series running at 7:45 p.m. Eastern time. Go live. We'll be visiting the first of the P1 Broadcasting Triple Crown Challenge, easy for me to say, of the crown jewels of that series, Pocono 500. That will be on Thursday. Nothing scheduled for Friday. And then Saturday, we will be going to Watkins Glen for the IIS, 2 p.m. Eastern, over on the Elite Racing Network once again. We will be at Watkins Glen for the IIS. It'll be myself, Antonio Estrada, and Ryan Walker getting back in the booth with us after missing the last 2 races because we had to schedule them for late Wednesday nights. And then next Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern, the EGP Hypercar Series Championship, Season 1, Round 1 at Spa. Joining me in the booth will be this man in second place, Luis Gonzalez Nunez. So we got a busy week ahead of us. Coming to green flag here for lap 67. 1 stop still to go. I don't think they're going to be able to make it. We'll see. If there's anyone that can save fuel, it's this leader. He is very much Scott Dixon-like. But the top 3, look at them pack up. Look at the top 3 pack up. Oh, careful, guys. Careful, guys. Oh, green flag. And Mitchum and the yellow. So, we're caution. We're caution.
The yellow flag is out.
The yellow submarine actually could have got a run on the outside if they wanted to, if it went green. But we went concertina there. Everyone was anticipating the restart. And he might have got the boot from Dan Adams. We'll see. Everyone trying to check up. Yep. Oh, and into the back of Josh Cruz. Adams, you did nothing wrong, sir. But the Turner Johnson there, he could have kept going if it went green. He could have kept going. If it was green, you could pass on the outside there. In fact, I encourage you to do that. Somewhere I have a video of me. I forget what league I was in. VARC. I think it was the league VARC, but their logo was on the USAC shield. It looked like the USAC logo. It was very creative use. And we had a race at Pocono, and for whatever reason, the guys in front of me didn't protect the right side, and I think I passed 4 cars before getting to the start-finish line, but we were green. Yeah. So Mark says if he had any more fuel, they would make him join OPEC. Josh Cruz coming down pit road to get a look-see under the backside of his car. He might have a little damage there. Gregory Robinson, he has a fast repair. He is back underway. And there is Julian Amata getting the wave around, so he gets his lap back. That's the lucky dog. Dan Adams, if there's any more cautions, will get that lucky dog as well. Lucky dog is not a part of IndyCar racing. I encourage leagues to use it, especially if they're beginner type style leagues where a lot of people jumping in the car for the first time. I encourage the lucky dog because it allows, in many cases, at least somebody every caution to get back on the lead lap or get a lap back. If you are strategic and you can somehow get your car in a position where you get the wave around. And we got Dan Adams going around Turner Johnson. Turner have a penalty here or something? I'm not sure. But if you strategically can get yourself in a position, we get the wave around. Oh, he goes up the track. Oh, okay. I don't know what. Almost had a collision there, or looked like it was getting close. These cars on ovals don't like to stop, really, believe it or not. In real life, they have very, very, very thin, very small brake discs. But yeah, I encourage beginner leagues to allow the lucky dog, and also one fast repair. These cars are very brittle, and yeah, that's one of the reasons. A lot of people don't like them. They say because you hit the wall once and you're done. But I think that helps you increase your skill. And you don't rubbing is not racing in IndyCar racing. You do not want to rub on the person. In fact, if you were to, if any one of these guys were to come up and rub on Murph, LGN, or Forsyth, I don't think they would like it very much. We discourage in the IndyCar community. We discourage contact. There's a little bit of side draft in these cars, but not really. There is no bump drafting in these cars at all. They do have a draft envelope that exceeds about 1.5 seconds behind the car. That's about the length of the draft envelope. So the draft does work pretty well in these cars. They do not have the hybrids in them that they currently have right now in the real world. I expect one of the recent upcoming updates will have that. But yeah, I encourage leagues to do a fast repair to give everyone a chance to learn. These are learning leagues. A lot of people don't like these cars because they get in a wreck and then the race is over and then they do, I'll just go back to driving stock car. These cars really are a lot of fun, and they give you a ton of controls in them in order to improve the handling of a car, even in a fixed race. So if you don't know, fixed Indy cars on the IR18 Delar and the service, for any fixed series really you're in, of course, you can't change anything on pit road, and your car is pretty much stuck as is. I know in stock car racing, when I race trucks, you can change the brake bias and the offset, because that you could do that too in these cars. But there is a front anti-roll bar and a rear anti-roll bar. You can adjust those to help with the handling of the car. And there's also the weight jacker. If you ever watch IndyCar racing, you always hear them talk about the weight jacker. The weight jacker is available to these drivers. They can move weight to the left, to the right to help these cars better rotate through these corners, better get through the aero wash that the car does in front of them. Then, of course, they have the brake bias, and then they have the engine map, which these guys up front, at least the top three, I can guarantee you, are an engine map 8, which is the lowest setting possible, consuming the least amount of fuel, and is typically called the caution map or the yellow map. And then right now, what they're doing right now is when they get up to turns 3 and 4, they will turn it back up to 1, and that is full rich, and then they will be off racing. So they have 8 maps to choose from. 1 through 5 are actually more akin toward what you would use on an oval, and 5 and 6 really help with the way the throttle reacts on road courses. And then 8 is full save, no boost whatsoever. So 6 and 7 road courses, 1 through 5 on ovals. You can also use 1 through 5 on road courses as well, but it doesn't affect the way the throttle reacts. And we are green flag.
Green flag.
And Craig gets a big jump on LGN, but Murph is right there. So you can get pretty busy in these cars, changing the weight checker, changing the roll bars, changing the fuel map, and then changing gears. It's just not 5th gear and let it run. Here's Tolkoff looking inside of Bruner. Going low. And he is cleared. Move Vlad up to P4. Bruner back to 5th. RSS with that purple lap. He's in pursuit as well. He is 6th. Mitchum is in 7th. Costner is in 8th. Oh, see, he had to lift there and then do a little extra steer. That's the aero wash in front of him. If you're a second and a half behind or closer to the car in front of you, you're going to get that aero wash. Battle back here. Bill Miller has worked his way up. We saw him way deep in the field. He is now 10th. Tolkoff and Bruner battle side by side. Here is RSS. This is a 3-car battle. This is getting spicy right here. Not a lot of room. Is someone going to send it 3 wide? Nope. They might go 3 wide into this corner. 3 different lanes. There's RSS getting a run. He's going to try to sneak up the middle. No, not going to be there. There he goes. He's clear. Oh, wow. And he Brazilian clears himself in front of Bruner, gets the position, and now he's on the high side in 3 and 4, 1 and 2. But that's not going to help him as the bottom side of 1 and 2 is the faster line. He needs to hold his line and get a big run, stay in the draft of the car in front of him. He's now cleared Bruner once again. And now he can set sail for the next car. Move RSS up to P5. He is up 3 spots on the day and currently holds the purple lap. And there you see on the tree and the timing of scoring, the purple number 5, that means he has the fastest lap. That is the purple lap. That is what the term means. Bruner not letting RSS go, though. He is staying right in the draft. Going to try this high side. There he goes. Goes to 5th. We'll watch him again. He's going to try to send it. He's going to try to send it. Oh. RSS and that Team Watson Racing setups. They've been a former partner of ours over on the old channel. It's good to see them here. Oh, we got a battle up front. Mark Murphy, Craig Forsyth. Murph to the inside over Forsyth. Whoa, this is a battle for the lead. Getting spicy in the closing stages. If you're just joining us at P1 coverage of the NASR Boomer Boxes Indy Oval Series recruitment race coming to you from Kentucky, where we have completed 81 of 100 laps. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race. The next race for this series is the opener, September 11th, Wednesday night, September 11th, right here on P1. Mark's not quite clear, and I'm sure if he cleared him when he was cleared, it probably would have angered Forsyth a little bit, so he's not doing that. In the community, we call that the Brazilian clear. There's a Brazilian clear. And you can figure out which nationality tends to use it on the other competitors by the name alone. Not knocking Brazil, though. The Brazilian IndyCar community is awesome, and the level of drivers that have come out of Brazil is fantastic. I mean, you look no further than Emerson Fittipaldi, Raul Boesel, probably one of the most famous IndyCar drivers never to win a race. Close a couple times. They're on the front row at Indianapolis. Could have won, should have won. 89 if both Fittipaldi and Al Unser Jr. crashed in turn 3. That would have turned the lead over to Boesel. Cristiano D'Amata, former kart champion, went over to Formula One. Can't go any further than 4 Indy 500 wins for Helio Castroneves from Brazil. Gil de Ferran, he holds the current world closed course speed record for Indy cars, 241 miles per hour at California Speedway, which we will visit here to open the series championship for season 1. Sliding up, so close. LGN's slowly starting to get under attack there from Vlad. This is how it's done, boys. This is, if you watch our Tuesday coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series, this is exactly what you see every weekend. Wheel-to-wheel action, just like this, every week. And I would expect, as we get into this season here for the NASR, that they will improve, that you will see the point that they're doing this in the middle of the season, late in the season. These two trust each other a lot. I mean, 5K I rating for Murphy. 4K I rating, 4.6K I rating for Craig. Top 7 or so have started the breakaway. Let's take a look at this battle between, I think Vlad might have clipped the apron. And what happened? What happened? Did we come up and kiss the wall? Nope. Nope. What happened? I think he goes to the apron. No, that's exactly what happened. You can't ride the apron and the apron. You can't ride the apron in the racetrack in these cars. You can't do that. That's what happened. Good save. Bruner to the inside of LGN. Send it into the 3. Bruner's going to have to reload. Oh, LGN had to crack the throttle a little bit. It's going to give Bruner a little bit of momentum down the front stretch. Going to take a look to the inside. No, he's going to shut the door, go down to the bottom, keep that bottom side covered. Looking at the back side of the gearbox of Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Now RSS is attacking Steven Bruner. But we got a 3-way battle here for the bottom step of the podium. 7 laps to go. Murphy and Forsyth, I think, have saved enough fuel that they could do this. You see the pit stop count for everybody. Miller on a 3-stopper making his way into the top 10. Coker, same way. Craig starting to put a little bit of, Murph starting to put a little bit of distance on Craig with 6 to go. Now check out the new title sponsor of the NASR Indy Oval Series. It's Boomer Button Box. Check them out on Facebook. Just do a keyword search of a Boomer Button Box. You are an admin or a participant in iRacing needing a good button box. They've just signed on as a series sponsor. We'll have more information on them and many different broadcasts coming up. Hopefully some pictures of some of their stock. We get some special pricing. Who knows? I want to thank those guys thank the guys at Boomer Button Boxes for checking out the NASR and deciding to be a title sponsor for the series. This battle for third is heating up. Really, the battle now is starting to become for fourth. I think LGN is shut down the bottom side. It's not going to allow them to go by. So this is going to be the battle here between Bruner and Schroeder. Murph, 3 to go. Now 2 to go for Murph. IAR IndyCar veteran. Looking at the white flag this time by. There you see it flying. 1 to go here at Kentucky for the second recruitment race of the NASR Boomer Button Box Indy Oval Series through 3 and 4 very cleanly. Murph is looking at, 1 and 2 very cleanly. Now we're looking at 3 and 4 down to the about a half a lane off the bottom and looking at the checkered flag for Mark Murphy here at Kansas, or at Kentucky. And here is Craig Forsyth right where he finishes, right where he started. And Luis Gonzalez Nunez backs up his win at Kansas with a podium here at Kentucky. All right, and let's get in here and get you the final standings. You gotta love these celebrations they have after. You gotta be careful when you do those in official races. You gotta make sure everyone crosses the start-finish line because the race is still technically ongoing, those on the lead lap, and you can hurt your safety rating after the race, actually. There you go, Mark Murphy led 16 laps, improved 14 spots, and route to a 2-stopper and the win here at Kentucky. Craig Forsyth second, led 46 laps. LGN led 38. Stephen Bruner, nice run for him, fourth. Scott Schroeder with the purple lap there in the race comes home fifth, up 3 spots. Vlad sixth. Mason Mitchum up 10 spots. Good run for him, seventh. Bill Miller eighth. Good run for him. At one point, we just saw him last on the racetrack, so that is a great run to the front for him. Donnie Battiest ninth. Shane Coger, the host with the most, a top 10. Good job, man. Josh Cruz 11th. Gregory Robinson the second is in 12th. Costner in 13th. Johnson 14th. Mata 15th. Dan Adams 16th. Peter Hope 17th. Austin Oliver 18th. And James Waring. Bit of a difficult day. And I'm not going to make fun of the Yankees, though. But I've been there, my man. 19th and last. But it's just a recruitment race. None of this is for real until September 11th when we kick off round 1 at Auto Club Speedway, which I like to call California Speedway or Fontana. And let's bring in LGN into the booth. LGN, another workmanlike performance today. Not the win, but another podium. What was it like out there running there with guys you haven't run with in a while? I know it's been a while since you raced with Murph, and it's been a real long time since you raced with Forsyth last.
With Forsyth, since Lionheart, maybe?
Wow.
Murphy never. Murphy, no, when I left the official series, he didn't was around.
He wasn't even a rookie then. Wow. Okay. Well,
Yeah, so it wasn't around, so I didn't know until one day I started to check the standing and figured out, oh, this is the guy. So yeah.
We'll talk about your race. You started off, led the opening laps, and then got beat out on pit road, and then tried to run them down, but the draft wasn't working for you. Was the aero wash real bad out there? The track was hot.
Oh yeah, so I called the pit in on one lap to go, and the yellow flags out. So I don't know why, the map 7. So I keep running over there until I enter the pits. Onto the pits. On the pits, I did the change tires, and when I realized that they put me down, I saw the 7 over there, and it's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Anyways, so the car didn't spin, man. So just so it's going slow up. So that's why maybe that's my mistake and the rookie mistake. So yeah, very hot. It's so different in practice. It's really hot. I had the first I think so after I hit the wall, and then somebody spin in front of me, or front of Craig, and then I saw my tires in 40% or something like that. So it's really demanding. I don't know. This guy went faster, and then I figured out I tried to catch these 2 guys, and then I saw these 2 others on the back me catch me in 0.2. I just said, you know what? Leave it over there, and just I tried to. And I tried to keep the third position. So at least I did, and that's good. So at least I did that.
Well, it's a good start to, out of the 2 recruitment races, 2 podiums. So that's a good start when the series does start September 11th. So it's good to have you. Of course, you will be joining me tomorrow night when we do the ISRA Truck Series. And you'll also be joining me later this week when we do the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. Yeah, yes. So me and you, we'll be talking a lot about Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series at Pocono over on ERN. But shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone to say hi to before we let you go for the P3 today?
Actually, after this, I have to change. I'm going to go to walk with my wife. So she wants to see the parents, the family around. Yeah, we live next to him. So I don't have nothing to vary. I forgot to send her the link for my family on Chile. So so yeah, so that's pretty good. And see you. I have to buy a new chair. I don't know. My back is pain, so it's going down again. So I don't know. Look like a Formula One, but worse. And,
I got to get that new chair. When you get into these races, especially long ones, and these weren't really long ones, but I know you'll get into longer ones later, like the 500 milers and dark horse. An uncomfortable chair really sucks.
Yeah, I have to. So I have to spend that. So, anyways, Sunday. So see you tomorrow.
Yeah, you got it. See you tomorrow. But congratulations for tonight. That is Luis Gonzalez Nunez finishing 3rd here at Kentucky. And now let's bring up Craig Forsyth. Hey, Craig, welcome to the series. Good to see you here. I was pleased to see you sign up for this one. And a good run for you. Ran down Luis Gonzalez really on the first stint, and then looks like Luis had a bit of a pit issue, or he chalks it up to a rookie mistake on pit road. You get the lead on him coming out for the second stint, and then really just Mark ran you down, and I don't know, did you run out of time, or just was no catching Mark?
Yeah, no, there was no catching Mark. I had a feeling when we went into the pit lane there, and I was right behind Luis. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to pass him leaving pit lane, and then I think he was a little slow coming off the jacks, and I was like, I got him, and I think we crossed the line basically nose and nose. So it's like, all right, good, because track position, being in first with the clean air is so important here. But I'd known from practice that Mark was really fast, and he was putting down laps that I couldn't replicate. So I was concerned that he was going to be challenging me, but I was happy that he was starting 15th. So I was
knew
just like, all right,
you knew it'd be a while before he got to you.
as long as it stays green, this is great. He'll never get. And then we got a caution. I'm like, all right, okay, good. All right. And then we had another caution. I'm like, oh, he's up to 5th. Great. And we had another caution. At that point, he was in 3rd, and he comes onto the mic and goes, "Hey, Craig." I was like, oh, this is going to be a battle. And yeah, I tried my best to burn his tires out on the bottom, but I ended up overheating my tires on the top line. And once they were cooked, there you could just see the speed difference. He just started crawling away further and further, and had there'd been 20 more laps, he just would have been 2 more seconds up on me.
Well, it's just a recruitment race. It doesn't really count. The season doesn't start till
Pride is on the line, my man.
I know, but you got the podium nevertheless. But the season doesn't start till September 11th. I don't know if we'll see you for the full season, but it was great to see you for the recruitment race. Hopefully, some people got a chance on your stream, if you're streaming, to take a look at it. Maybe they want to participate. But the link for all that is in the description, by the way. But good to see you here, and just another. When I see Craig Forsyth in the lineup, I know that I'm pretty safe to pick him for a podium, and you always make me look smart. So, thank you very much, Craig.
Hey, I'm here to please. No, I got to thank Jim over at 40 Racewear, the whole crew. That was well, you doing the P1 broadcast. Thanks for broadcasting. Picking up another league, always good. And yeah, I believe this league is going to be doing on Wednesdays, if I'm correct.
Yep.
So we might be able to show up for those. Golf season will be winding down towards the end of September, so we might start making some appearances as the Canadian Snowflies.
It's going to start snowing like next month up there, and then
Don't curse me like that.
All right, yeah. If anyone doesn't know by the accent and by the conversation, he is from the Great North, and he's been a great member of the community. So it's good to see him here, and thanks a lot for showing up. Hope to see you in the league, but congratulations on the P2 tonight. I say there's still some pride for the P2, so I'm sure you'll still get a good night's sleep nevertheless.
Oh, absolutely. If I'm going to lose to anyone, I will take losing to Mark or Lewis. That's yeah, exactly. So no, we are happy with second. That's for sure.
You got it. Good talking to you. Good seeing you, and we'll catch you in the next one.
You betcha, Gary. Stay safe.
Yep. There's Craig Forsyth, P2 tonight, and then let's bring up the Murph. Here is the Murph, and guys, listen to this voice and get used to it, because this is what's going to, boys and gals, guys and gals, that's what I should say. This is the voice that's going to be bringing you the action, lap-by-lap action, starting September 11th at... what would he have on the schedule? But anyways, Murph, I'll look at the schedule here real quick. But Murph, congratulations on the win. Almost the worst from first. I think you kind of sandbagged your qualifying there, and but still worked your way up through the field in typical Murphy fashion, and got to the lead and ran away with it at the end.
Yeah, man. I mean, Gary, that was a lot of fun. I was 1 second late on my hot lap. And I would have had a time that was about a 10th quicker than Craig for pole, and I got there a second late, and I just mistimed the run, and that's my fault. But no, it was not. I didn't want to start back there, but then when we got back there, I was telling Kendall Paul and the boys from the AMA series that were spotting me. I said, this could be fun, and it sure was. Running the top side in 3 and 4. Kentucky's a miniature reverse Texas.
Yep.
And so we all know my love affair with Texas. And,
yep.
The last time, and I got to thank Jesper and Seb and the boys at IAR too, because when we came here in the VOR series, Jesper, me and Seb kind of figured something out, and I was able to hook the bottom and not burn up the tires. And, we ran up on the top to get there, but once we got there, we had to pass Craig on the bottom, and he did everything exactly right. He pinned me down there, and he was waiting for my right front to go away, and then I gave him what my tire wear was at the end of the race, and you can hear the head shaking from the frozen tundra of Canada up there.
Canada.
He couldn't believe it, you know what I mean? But I knew that my tires were going to stay good, and I knew he was going to burn up his right front trying to pin me down there. So once that happened, we got ahead of him, and adios.
Well, we have on the schedule 8 p.m. Eastern. I believe it's going to actually be the 8 p.m. green. I think it's 7:50 will go on the air for Fontana when that comes around for round one. So you'll be calling the action there with Ryan Eric King. I didn't solo today. I think Ryan had a deadline or something that had to meet. Busy race weekend with NTT IndyCar Series running last night, and Stock Cars running a partial race today. So we missed him, but we got you in all the action, man. We followed you from the back to the front. You know the drill, and then you'll be able to do this drill with everyone else once you start bringing people up in the booth and interviewing them. Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors. You know it.
Yeah, first, I got to thank, I just logged into the broadcast here. Man, there's a lot of people watching this race. And so, heck yeah, for that. Thanks, everybody, for watching. This is a great league, and I'm going to have a lot of fun calling it. All the guys at Indy Alliance Racing, the American Motorsports Association, Kendall Paul, special thanks to him for spotting me tonight. Got to give a shout out to my boys, Mark Cohn and Matty Wags. The LC Motorsports crew. I know Mark was watching, and so awesome to have them along for the ride. Everybody at P1 Broadcasting.
Is that stock car expert Matty Wags?
That is stock car ace. Stock car ace. Matty Wagner. Everybody at P1 Broadcasting. Sorry the wreck had to miss this one. This was a lot of fun. This was a ton of fun. It was a ton of fun once I got there. Got to thank everybody at Black Magic Studios too. And, I know my dad's at home watching, and he as always, he sends me ever helpful text messages during the race.
Like, pass that car in front of you.
Yeah. So while we were sitting there ready to grid, I got a text from my dad. It said, "Nice qualifying run, iRacing." And that set the tone for the race. Made a little bit of motivation. But thanks for watching, Pops. I know you like watching these, and man, just so much fun. So much fun this was. It's going to be a great league, and I'm happy to call it for these guys.
All right, well, good to have you here. Good to see you, and a win from 14 spots back. Mark Murphy gets the win here at the Kentucky 150.
Absolutely, Gary. Gary, y'all have a good night.
Yeah, we'll catch you the next one. Actually, you will catch all of us at the next one. I'll talk to you later.
I will catch everybody else later. How's that?
Yep, that's it.
See you, bud.
See ya. Okay, and before we get on out of here real quick, if anyone watching is interested in being a part of this league, it is free, and you can join it for free. All you need to have are the tracks and the cars, or the car. I believe in most cases the car the car is not free. It's still a current car, and the tracks, unless he chooses any legacy tracks on the schedule, they're all regular price tracks. But if you are a long time on the service, you probably already have the tracks already. If you haven't gotten to this car, you got to get into this car. This car is a lot of fun. You just saw it here. You could hear it in the voices of the guys that we just had in the booth. They love this car. They race this car all the time, and I'm sure that once you get into this car, you will agree. There's a bit of a learning curve, but hey, that's why they have rookie orientation for the real drivers at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Not just anybody can get in these cars and drive them and be effective right away. Even Fernando Alonso got bumped from the Indy 500 in one of these cars. So it's possible. And we know not everyone is a multi-time Formula One world champion that's currently in this lineup. So just get in and start getting involved, and you will thoroughly enjoy that. I don't have much to say on the Boomer Button Boxes, guys, other than thank you very much for being the title sponsor for this series coming up. We will have some more ad reads and hopefully some graphics and some pictures to show you of what their stuff looks like, and we'll get you some more information. But if you want to learn more about them right now, you can check them out on Facebook. Just do a keyword search of Boomer Button Boxes or Boomer Button Box. It's not ES, Boomer Button Box. And they will be able to help you. Actually, it is ES, excuse me. That's what the logo on the top of the corner of the broadcast says. But yeah, check them out. Boomer Button Boxes, and it's ES. And you can keyword search them on Facebook. We'll get you more socials and websites or whatever, and pictures, and you name it, further into the season. But again, thank for them coming on. That is a big deal to have a title sponsor as part of your league. I think that's really it for today. And he mentioned Rec. That's Ryan Eric King. That's his initials. So when he said it was Rec wasn't here today, we weren't talking about cautions. We were talking about Ryan. He will be in the booth here September 11th with Mark at the next race. So we encourage everybody to practice up and be in the lineup for that next race. It should be a very fast, a very competitive, and I think a lot of fun racing going on at some of the tracks. Nothing shorter than an intermediate, I believe, for this season. So some pack racing, some handling races. We'll see. It's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll bring up that schedule one more time. There it is, Auto Club, Chicagoland. So pack race. Texas, you're going to have to handle it, Texas. Pocono, you're going to have to handle it, Pocono. Michigan's going to be a bit of a pack race. Vegas going to be a bit of a pack race. Indy, that's definitely a handling track, but it's all going to be fun. 100 laps really is looking at about 2 pit stops. Really is kind of what each race is going to come down to. Maybe a third, depending on how much green flag racing goes on, but it should be a lot of fun. It should be a lot of fun. So definitely check them out. The link to their Discord server to join is in the description. So make sure to check them out. That is the NASR Indy Oval Series. And of course, the title sponsor is Boomer Button Boxes. Before we get out of here, just to remind people, make sure to like, share, subscribe, do the old thumbs up. We would certainly appreciate it. And I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Yeah, the upgrades seem to do pretty well. I told you, I mentioned what we did. We put I had an AMD 2700X, moved that up to a 3800X, a used processor. It's on a Asus Prime B450 board, and so I could take that processor, put that in there. Decided not to go with the stock cooler, went with an all-in-one cooler. That's my experiment with all-in-one. We'll see how those go. Then I put in had a 2070 RTX 2070, put a 3070 in, bought one of those used, and that's going to help increase the graphics capability. All the while, you also, if you're going to put all this new gear in there, got to put more power in there, and I went from a 600 watt power supply to a 750 watt power supply. So hopefully we have met all the power requirements and everything, but I don't think we had any streaming issues this race. So again, thanks for everybody for joining us, and if any feedback, feel free to leave it in the chat. Let's get on out of here, give everyone back their Sunday evenings. Got a long week of really streaming to go. And I think a lot of these guys in the series got some practice that they want to take care of at the upcoming track. So you should get on to it. So that's it tonight. Once again, your podium from Kentucky. The Murph gets the win. He will be your broadcaster coming up starting Wednesday, September 11th. And we got Craig Forsyth, my good pal, 4D Racewear. Make sure to check out his sponsor, 4dracewear.com. That's WEAR. They make shoes and gloves and sim racing apparel. Got to check them out. They've been a long-time supporter of the channel, or actually of us on the old channel and of the new channel. So check them out, 4D Sim Racing. And then Luis Gonzalez Nunez. He's one of my broadcast partners. He will be on the broadcast with me tomorrow night for the ISRA at 9:45 p.m. Eastern. Now, for Season 2 of their truck series, and we will open up at Charlotte. Join us again join us again Wednesday, September 11th, when this all starts for real, as we'll kick the series off at California Speedway. Coverage, as always, begins around 7:50 p.m. Eastern. Again, that's 7:50 p.m. Eastern. That'll be in time for quals, a little bit of warm-up, and then it'll go green at 8 o'clock. As always, you can find the correct broadcast times in your area on YouTube at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. All those races are already posted. So all you have to do is go click the notify me button, and you will be notified when we go live and get closer to those events. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind, and leave a comment below to let us know what you thought of tonight's race. And everybody that participated in the chat, thank you very much. So much fun to have you guys participate in chat. Makes us up here in the booth that much more interaction, makes these races much more interesting. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video, would you? If you're new, click subscribe, and where I at, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more of other P1's other iRacing programming, including the next race coming up on the schedule here on P1 is tomorrow. As mentioned, the ISRA Truck Series Season 2. It'll be me and Luis Gonzalez Nunez. We go to Charlotte. That will be our next race here on the channel. Track cams for this race provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook, follow them on X and Instagram. Links are in the description. So for everyone here at P1, I'm Gary Gotzel saying all good night. Thanks for watching. And to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again right here Wednesday, September 11th at California Speedway for the next race of and round 1 of the NASR Boomer Boxes Indy Oval Series. Good night, everybody.